Toyota RAV4 is the world's best-selling SUV, but that popularity is hiding 7 serious reasons why buying one right now could be a mistake. If you're about to spend $30,000 or more on a new compact SUV and the RAV4 is sitting at the top of your list, these are the facts the dealership isn't going to share with you. Most people assume the world's best-selling SUV must automatically be the best choice. But right now, several rivals are delivering quieter cabins, more refined interiors, and stronger value for the same money, and it's time to find out exactly why. Number 7. Noisy hybrid powertrain. Here's where the RAV4's story starts to get complicated. The hybrid powertrain is genuinely impressive on paper. The 2026 model is returning up to 44 miles per gallon combined, figures that rank it among the most efficient compact SUVs available. But there's a cost to that efficiency that Toyota still hasn't resolved. Think about your typical morning commute, building speed to merge onto a busy highway, the traffic forcing you to accelerate hard. That's exactly the moment the ECVT gearbox makes itself known. Engine revs climb and linger well above what the actual speed demands, that rubber band effect that CVT critics have been flagging for years. Under hard acceleration, it becomes less of a background noise and more of a constant presence in the cabin. Toyota had every opportunity to address this with the 2026 redesign. New platform, powertrain refinements, extra horsepower, and yet the gasoline engine, as one of the RAV4's clearest weaknesses, is still there. Full throttle cabin noise is testing at around 75 decibels. For anyone sensitive to powertrain sound on a daily basis, this is going to become a regular frustration. But the noise doesn't stop with the powertrain, and when you see what's waiting inside the cabin, the frustration only compounds. Number 6. Cheap-looking interior. When you're committing to $30-something thousand, the cabin is where that investment gets felt every single day. Every commute, every errand run, every highway stretch. You're living inside it. It needs to feel worth the price. The 2026 RAV4 is genuinely improved on the inside. The new infotainment system is drawing some of the strongest praise of any vehicle in its class. The digital gauge cluster is a real step forward. But here's the problem. A great screen surrounded by budget-feeling trim isn't going to leave a strong impression. Hard plastics are still appearing in areas where rivals have already moved to softer, more premium surfaces. When your hand brushes the door panel or armrest on a long drive, the difference between the RAV4 and a Mazda CX-50 at a similar price is immediately apparent. Korean rivals are raising the stakes even further. Kia's Sportage and Hyundai's Tucson are arriving with high-quality materials and modern design finishes that make them feel more expensive than they are. And if you were hoping the driving experience would compensate for what the cabin is lacking, that's where the next issue comes in. Number 5. Forgettable driving experience. There's a version of a compact SUV that handles the basics without doing any of them particularly well. In terms of driving engagement, the RAV4 is fitting that description precisely. To be clear, it isn't unpleasant behind the wheel. The steering is light, making it easy to handle parking lots and city streets. Ride quality on smooth surfaces is acceptable, but push it for anything beyond routine inputs, and the RAV4 makes very clear that engagement was never the priority. Steering feedback is largely absent. Body roll through corners is noticeable. The suspension is competent, but there's no real intention behind it. The Mazda CX-5 and CX-50 are operating in the same segment and delivering a fundamentally different experience. More feedback, sharper body control, a chassis that feels tuned with purpose. A bland driving experience is one thing, but what makes those drives genuinely tiring is the issue sitting right behind this one. Number 4. Sound insulation. Road noise is the kind of problem that doesn't reveal itself on a 10-minute dealership test drive. A quick loop around the block doesn't give highway tire roar enough time to build, but put in a 2-hour drive on a worn interstate surface and cabin noise becomes impossible to ignore. It's the kind of thing that leads to the radio being turned up and conversations becoming harder to follow, and it compounds over every single trip. Toyota has been dealing with this criticism across multiple RAV4 generations: wind intrusion at speed, rough surface resonance, tire noise on coarser pavement. With the 2026 redesign, Toyota made specific promises of improvement. Some progress has arrived. The cabin is measurably quieter than before, but measurably better isn't the same as competitive. Honda CR-V drivers are consistently reporting quieter interior experiences. Nissan Rogue owners are saying the same. For a fully redesigned compact SUV in this price range, that is going to disappoint anyone who values a calm cabin on longer trips, and those longer trips are about to reveal yet another problem, one that starts making itself known a few hours in. Number 3. Seat comfort. Long-distance seat comfort is one of the most underestimated factors when shopping for a compact SUV. Showroom evaluations don't reveal it. 4 hours on a highway most certainly do. Most people who buy a compact SUV are using it for road trips to visit family, weekend getaways, or long drives across state lines. Those are the journeys where seat quality stops being a spec sheet item and becomes a physical reality. The RAV4's front seats aren't a disaster for shorter trips. The driving position is natural, side support is present, and the adjustment range works for most drivers. But on extended drives, the firmness of the padding starts to become the main talking point. Many experts flag this specifically, noting that the seats felt tiresome after a few hours of highway driving. Rear passengers aren't having a significantly better time. Space is reasonable, but rivals handle this more generously. The RAV4's rear doors also don't open as wide as those on the CR-V or Mazda CX-50, making loading car seats or getting passengers in and out more awkward than it should be. Seat comfort is something Toyota should have fixed by now, but what comes next is a decision that Toyota made deliberately, and it's going to push a whole category of buyers completely out of the picture. Number 2, new generation is hybrid only. Toyota made one of its boldest product decisions in years with the recent redesign. The gas-powered RAV4 is gone completely. Every model arriving at dealerships is either a hybrid or a plug-in hybrid. There is no conventional gas option remaining. From a fuel economy standpoint, this makes sense. The hybrid system is delivering exceptional efficiency, and the market is clearly trending toward electrification. But consider the buyer who lives in an apartment with no access to home charging, or the driver in a rural area who's been burned before by complex, expensive repairs on an older hybrid system. For these people, the choice of a straightforward conventional powertrain wasn't a preference, it was a practical necessity. Toyota has made that decision for them, and those buyers are now being directed toward competitors. The pricing implication is real as well. Base models are going to be starting in the low $30,000 range, a higher entry point than what some comparable gas-powered rivals are asking. If part of the RAV4's long-standing appeal was offering reliable, affordable, no-fuss transportation, that version is no longer on the table. And when you look at what the competition is now delivering for comparable money, the final reason on this list becomes very difficult to argue with. Number 1, some competitors are simply better value. The RAV4 is a capable, reliable SUV. Nobody is arguing otherwise. But capable and reliable are not the same as the best decision for your money. And right now, the competition is making that distinction very clearly. Remember that this segment includes models like Honda CR-V, Mazda CX-50, Mazda CX-5, and Volkswagen Tiguan. These are vehicles that are consistently outperforming the RAV4 in the areas where it's struggling most. Quieter cabins, more engaging driving dynamics, and interiors that feel consistent with their asking prices. The Korean alternatives are making an equally strong case. The Kia Sportage Hybrid and Hyundai Tucson Hybrid are both excellent options. These vehicles are arriving with more standard technology, more modern interior design, and stronger feature packages at prices that are often lower or comparable. The RAV4's price-to-content ratio is becoming harder to justify as rivals continue raising the standard. A noisy hybrid powertrain that 2 generations of redesigns haven't fully tamed, an interior that's improved but still trailing rivals on material quality, driving dynamics that leave engagement on the table, persistent road noise that a complete overhaul couldn't eliminate, seats that wear on you well before the destination arrives, a hybrid-only lineup that's removed the conventional option entirely, and a competitive field that's consistently delivering more for comparable money. These are the 7 reasons why the RAV4, despite its record-breaking sales numbers and genuine reliability credentials, is no longer the automatic best choice in the compact SUV segment. Still, don't think that the alternatives we talked about are flawless. They come with notable drawbacks too. For example, if you're considering the Subaru Forester as a more rugged alternative, you definitely want to check out our video that reveals its key drawbacks. It may be practical and very capable, but underwhelming gas engine, CVT, and not-so-great tech features could easily make you change your mind.